Welcome to The Pleasant Mind, where psychology meets relationships. Navigating relationships with parents is no small feat, particularly when the connection is colored by toxicity. Whether this toxicity manifests as emotional manipulation, belittlement, or even outright abuse, adult children can often find themselves trapped in a cycle of pain and confusion. Before we start the video on ways we can heal from toxic parenting as adults, please subscribe to our channel for similar awesome content, and also don't forget to like the video. As adults, we have the autonomy and agency to redefine our relationship with our parents. Let's begin with the strategies we can consider when we are dealing with toxic parents so that it doesn't hamper our life and our mental well-being. First, recognize the toxicity in your relationship with them. Before any effective change can occur, it's essential to identify the harmful behaviors. Do your parents often use emotional blackmail and guilt tripping to make you do what they want? Again, belittling you and saying things that make you question your self-esteem is another big sign of toxicity in your relationship. Recognizing these patterns for what they are is going to be your first step toward taking control. Start with setting clear boundaries. Creating boundaries is fundamental in any relationship, but it's especially crucial when dealing with toxic individuals. Decide what behaviors you will not tolerate and communicate them clearly. For instance, if a parent always criticizes your career choices, let them know you won't discuss the topic anymore. If they still bring it up, change the subject or end the conversation. Consider minimizing contact. It's okay to reduce contact if interactions consistently leave you feeling drained, belittled, or abused. This doesn't mean you have to cut ties completely unless you deem it necessary, but limiting visits or communication can provide some relief. Learn to prioritize your well-being. Your mental, emotional, and physical well-being should always come first. If certain situations or discussions tend to escalate into conflicts, it's okay to avoid them. For instance, if you know that visiting for holidays can expose you to toxic behavior and might trigger you, consider creating new traditions with supportive loved ones or friends. Don't expect your parents to change. If you have grown up with toxic parents, then you might point out their hurtful behavioral patterns as you grow older. This might be an attempt from you to salvage your relationship with them and make them correct their wrongful ways. However, don't get high hopes, as human beings tend to get set in their ways as they grow older. Though your heart might be in the right place, brace yourself for disappointment if it doesn't turn out as you expected. Always remember that you cannot control their actions, only your reactions. It's best to find support elsewhere. We understand that it can be really disheartening not to find love and support from your own parents. However, it's best not to dwell on what can't be changed. Turn to supportive friends and perhaps other relatives who understand you and provide you with a safe space to be who you are. Surrounding yourself with understanding friends, support groups, or family members can make a significant difference. Try to shift your mind to the good things in life and lean on the trusted support group who want the best for you. Practice the art of detachment. If, after several failed attempts to rectify their toxic habits towards you, you see no other options, then you need to learn how to detach from them and the situations they might create to get to you. Detaching emotionally can be a helpful strategy, especially during heated moments. Techniques like deep breathing, counting to 10 before responding, or visualizing a protective barrier around you can reduce the impact of a parent's toxicity. It's best you educate yourself more on this. Read books, articles, or attend workshops on dealing with toxic relationships. The more knowledge you have, the better equipped you'll be to handle the situation. Remember your worth. We understand that constant exposure to negativity can have a great impact on your self-esteem. Frequently hearing comments like, "You are not good enough," or "You look so ugly," can take a toll on anyone's mental health. If you find yourself in a similar scenario, it is imperative that you remind yourself of your worth and accomplishments. Further, consider maintaining a journal where you document positive affirmations and achievements. This practice will protect you from all the negative comments thrown at you, and you'll be able to shift your focus to the fact that what you are hearing is not the truth. Avoid trying to justify or explain. We know it's easy to fall into the trap of engaging in the toxic behavior of your parents, because at the end of the day, they are your parents. However, spare yourself the heartache of constantly explaining or justifying your actions. They are not going to understand what you want to say, as they don't possess the will to understand you. The only thing your justifications and over-explaining will achieve is you are going to provide them more room to manipulate you. Remember, you're an adult and you don't owe anyone an explanation for your life choices. Limit your financial dependence on your parents. This is a big one. We understand this might not be possible for some, but try to be financially independent if possible. Financial ties can often be used as leverage in toxic relationships. Plan visits thoughtfully. If you choose to visit, have a plan in place. It could be keeping visits short, staying at a hotel instead of their home, or ensuring you have your own transportation. Accept your feelings. It's natural to have mixed feelings about your parents, even if they're toxic. You might still love them, feel guilty for setting boundaries, or mourn the lack of a healthy parent-child relationship. Allow yourself to feel these emotions without judgment. Lastly, seek therapy or counseling. Engaging in therapy can provide the tools and perspective needed to cope. A therapist can help you understand the dynamics of the relationship, assist you in setting boundaries, and provide strategies for healing from past traumas. Dealing with toxic parents requires a mix of self-awareness, boundary setting, and self-care. Every individual's experience is unique, and what works for one might not work for another. The key is to prioritize your well-being, seek support when needed, and remember you have the right to a life free from emotional harm. So, that's it for today's video on ways to handle toxic parents. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Also, subscribe to our channel for more empowering content.